Hello everyone, welcome to Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. I am just wiped out this morning and should be out dancing with the shovel, but I just don't have the energy this morning. So I thought I would do the first quarter of 2023 profit and loss. I've been sitting up here on the deck looking around and seeing all the things that need to be done, and it's a daunting task, let's say. These numbers are also going to show a loss, but I would like everyone to realize the fact that we basically started from nothing after the typhoon. And the process of getting this farm up to speed is not going to be an overnight thing. It's not like it was January 1st. It was all set up and ready to go, and we're just going to see what the numbers are going to be. January 1st, let's say, even before then, but let's just say January 1st, it was still a case of expansion and bringing things into production, and that's going to be the case for the next year probably. But the goal is to have everything set up. The hope is that by the third quarter we'll actually be making some fairly serious profit. But that profit, even in the third and fourth quarter, is going to be offset by still some expansion and fine-tuning. Some things that I want to do here, just looking around. I was thinking this morning about that we really do need to hire, even though our labor expenses are by far our highest expense, we really do need to hire another, either another woman to help Consing and Ippy and Jen get caught up on everything. That's the big thing here, is getting caught up on everything. Now, this week, so the crew is working today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, but then all the rest of the week they're going to be off because of Holy Week. So we're going to lose 4 out of those next 5 days with no employees getting anything done. So the other side of Field 4 is going to remain unplanted probably because they still have, the corn, the area with the corn that had the corn in Field 5. Well, that's all being replanted now with peppers. And don't know if that's going to be completed today and how far we can get on prepping Field 4. Those new raised beds and furrows that we put in Field 4, don't know if we're even going to get to getting the plastic down on that. And still remaining is Field 3, all that needs to be done. So it's pretty daunting getting not only caught up, but being able to move forward.
I'm looking around at all the, you'll see on these numbers that the bananas are becoming an integral part of our production here. And I'm looking around at all the work that needs to be done on the bananas just to make them better than they are. And, the tilapia pond remains unfinished and not in production. And, it's daunting, the amount of stuff that still remains to be done. That is going to be a drain on finances and just keep our labor expenses crazy high. But the goal is to get to a point to where we can start, we're never going to cut down on the labor expenses from what they are now, probably. In fact, they may even increase a bit. but the goal is to increase production, sales, by orders of magnitude. And to get that done, we just need to get things in production, and that's the daunting task. So anyway. I'm going to go over these numbers with you guys. So this is for January, February, and March. And, you know, in January and probably the first 10 days of February, we sold very little. Because there wasn't much to sell. I mean, it was raining every day. And what we did have planted, it was just too much rain. Most of these numbers, sales numbers, are from the last 6 weeks. Because the first 6 weeks, it was just dismal because we just didn't have anything to sell. And we were just starting to get things harvested this last 6 weeks. So the vegetable sales in this quarter were 38,645 pesos. You know, and as I say, most of that is in the last 6 weeks. Now, of note, so what I've done is I've added to the banana sales. I'm including in the sales of the bananas the trees that we sold to Mike, and I'm also including what we traded for. Basically, was the labor to get Field 3 completed. So it was a wash, but I'm going to include it in the sales and the labor expenses. So the banana sales, including the 11,600 pesos in trees, well, it wasn't all trees, so I should redo that. The 250 banana trees at 30 pesos each, so what is that, 7,500 pesos. So, because the rest of that trade involved a piglet. So, the bananas, just subtract 3,000 or so from the banana sales and add it as a piglet sale. So the banana sales were 19,070 pesos, almost half of the vegetable sales, because the bananas have really started producing. Now, half of that number, close to half of that number, is the plants themselves that we sold to Mike, but we have been selling a lot of bananas. Fish sales were not much, really, in January and February. That's almost all that we were selling was fish, both by the kilo and the fingerlings, because there just wasn't much else to sell. And in the last 6 weeks, I think we sold, I don't know, a small amount of fingerlings, but that was it. We haven't been selling hardly any by the kilo because we just don't have them. So the fish sales were 5,170 pesos for a grand total in sales of 52,855 pesos. You know, not great, but again, as I say, most of that was in the last 6 weeks. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Now, expenses. This includes, you know, just all the miscellaneous stuff, which I'm not going to itemize in a peso amount for the purposes of this video. We have them itemized. I'm just not going to go down through them. This includes fertilizer, twine, seeds, gas delivery expense, all the miscellaneous stuff, and that totaled 17,060 pesos. I think I can't remember the exact numbers from the fourth quarter, but I think that's similar to what we had then. The labor, once again, is by far our biggest expense, and I don't think there's any way to get around that. The only way to make the farm profitable is just to increase sales, and I think that's very doable if we can just get all the fields in production. So labor costs were 68,600 pesos. Don't remember exactly what the numbers were from the fourth quarter, but it's got to be somewhere close around that because the labor costs are pretty much set. And having said that, I could easily see those labor costs going over 100,000 pesos a quarter as we move forward, because we really do need an additional person here to, at least for the next quarter, to help us get caught up and get the fields in production. Getting the plastic down, getting things planted, keeping up on the weeding. In this next quarter, I'm hoping to spend about 30,000 pesos on labor for men, similar to the crew that we had working Field 3. Field 2 is going to need to be done after the corn is harvested. That's going to be in 6 weeks, 2 months or so. Field 2 needs to be done just like Field 3 was done, but much less labor involved there because it's not a big job in Field 3, or Field 2, I'm sorry. And we need to sweeten up all that area down there where the bananas are. That all needs to be cleaned out and squash replanted in there. And just general maintenance on the rest of the farm. This area up here right by the house has the garden area it needs some love, especially that area right on the other side as it slopes down to the pond. where the trees are, the Limoncito trees and the other trees we have in there. All that area needs to be sweetened up, and I would like to plant it in squash as well. And this area right around the house here is, it's going along. We still need to find a spot for the dragon fruit. I mean, there's just so much stuff to do here. It's a daunting task. So anyway, the total loss for this quarter is 32,775 pesos. And I don't remember exactly, I'd have to go back and check on the video, but I think that's our largest quarterly loss to date. Not the direction we wanted to be moving in, but that 6 weeks of almost no sales in January and half of February had a big impact on the sales numbers. I would expect the next quarter to be, the numbers to be much different in the sales category. So, I better restart this again.
So I don't want this video to go on too long. I know there will be a bit of troll food in this for yet another loss. But, the losses are probably going to continue until we get this farm to where it needs to be. Because like I said, it wasn't, January 1st, it wasn't just all set up and ready to go and let's do the production numbers. We have been and will continue to expand the production side of things just to get things going. And hopefully by the end of this year, this farm will, hopefully even before then, but hopefully by August, September, somewhere around in there, the expansion part will be done. And in the fourth quarter, we can realize the profit that I'm shooting for. And the sales will hopefully by that point have caught up to the labor expenses. So I'm going to end this one up. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.